Hey everybody, welcome to Gigi's Garden. Thank you for joining us today. I just wanted to share with you guys today a little something that I'm doing for the chickens. And let me let you see. Look, I got some that's molting, some molting, some just looking a mess. Well, I noticed here a week or so ago that some of my chickens have little poopy butts, and not these ones over here. So what I wanted to do was figure out what is going on with the chickens, why they have little poopy butts. And why are their feathers dirty in the back? This is something that is abnormal and it should not happen. So, after doing a little bit of research, I noticed that giving them apple cider vinegar or grains that are fermented in apple cider vinegar and water, which is funny because I always used to give soaked grains and fermented grains to my chickens, but I haven't been here in the last couple months, I think. And I don't know why, just something I got away from. But they need that probiotic in their stomach to help to make sure that they don't have a problem with their vent. So, what I'm doing here today is I got my little thing. Now I did some last week, but I'm doing it again today. So I want to do it consistently for the next probably 2 months. I will do it, if not longer, just to make sure that they're getting everything they need, mineral wise and vitamins with in their probiotics. So let me show you. So I have here some. I took some of their seeds. I use calm. I'm gonna have to get it. Hold on. So I got the Kalmbach. If I'm retarded, Kalmbach Hen House Reserve. I really like their layer feet. I like their reserve. It's really really good stuff. It smells good. The chickens love it. So I took that. I took some organic winter wheat berries, plain white rice. I mixed it with homemade apple cider vinegar. Honey, my probiotics is on point when it comes to my stuff like that. So I mixed this up well. I'm going to let this sit for about 3 days. I just gave them a batch a couple days ago. And I'm going to let this sit for about 3 or 4 days. I'm going to let it get nice and bubbly. They like it when it's like that. They go ham over it. So, and last time it was just all winter wheat berries. But this time they got a variety of stuff in here. Because I'm going to tell you that Hen House Reserve is some good stuff. You can smell the goodness in it. And my eggs taste delicious by feeding them that. So, yeah, I got a couple scobies in here that came out of my homemade apple cider vinegar, which is okay because they like that too. They'll eat that. They'll tear that SCOBY up. And that's what we got going on. So, like I said, I'm going to let that sit. I do get a few grapes here that I'm just going to put in there just for the sugar. And I'm just going to let this sit on the porch, on the back porch here for a few days. And then I'm going to let it get nice and bubbly. And then I'm going to pour it in their little pan they got out there. So, actually, when I was doing some research, they said that if you don't take care of that, if you just ignore it and let it go, that it actually can kill your hens. So I have about 2, maybe 3 hens that have a little poopy butt. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that, and because I don't want nobody sick, because right now is not the time to have to go to the vet. I already had to take ducks to the vet a couple months ago. I ain't trying to take nobody else to the vet. So, and yes, I took my ducks to the vet because I didn't like what was going on with them. They had a little goopy eye, so I don't play that. I don't want nothing spreading through my flock. I want my stuff to be good and delicious. And so it's funny because they had to get on antibiotics for about a week. So for 2 weeks, I had to throw the eggs away from the ducks. And I just threw them in the woods. I mean, maybe some animal out there could use some antibiotics because we ain't eating them. We ain't using them. Sorry. No, thank you. No, ma'am. So, but I did have to give it to him because I'm not going to let my animals be sick and I'm not going to let them suffer at all. So, it takes a little while for it to get out of their system. But, we didn't eat I didn't eat duck eggs for probably about a month, you know, even though she said just a couple weeks. Nah, it was about a month. I didn't give them away. I didn't sell them. I didn't anything. Every time they laid the egg, I just went on and threw them in the woods. Um, you know, I just, I don't have a problem with conventional medicine or things like that. Or I just don't want my animals to be on, antibiotics and things like that. If I can do things to prevent my animals from being sick and from being on antibiotics and things like that, I definitely will do it. I don't know where that little eye fungus thing they got came up from. I don't know where that came from. And I think maybe I wasn't changing the water enough. And maybe that was it for the ducks. But like the chickens never had anything. So I don't know what it was. But I did have to quarantine the ducks away from the chickens for like 2 weeks, which wasn't hard. The ducks don't mind. They don't mind being over here under the trees in the yard. So I did that. That turned out okay. They're fine. They're perfectly fine. No need for antibiotics anymore. That was the first time in the 5 years that I've had chickens and ducks that I've ever had to put anybody on any kind of medication, and hopefully that'll be the last time. So what I do is preventive maintenance. Give them good feed. Give them the probiotics. I feed them a lot of vegetables. I feed them a lot of tomatoes during the year. Before, when I was working cleaning the stores, they had a thing where I used to be able to get all the vegetables that they were throwing out. I was able to get a bunch of those vegetables. So 90% of my animals' diets was vegetables. I fed them hardly little feed, mostly vegetables. Lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, and all kind of things like that. Squash. They used to love squash and pumpkins and stuff. So that's what my animals used to eat mostly. But now, since I'm no longer working the stores, I don't have that perk anymore, of getting all those vegetables and things. I do feed them what's coming out of the garden. I haven't had time to plant my fall garden yet. So my brassicas are not in. Sorry guys about the camera. I haven't got my brassicas in. I haven't gotten all of those done yet. But I know you've seen it, but I got a few more bags of black cow. Got 5 more bags here. And around here I have probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 bags of black cow back there. So I'm gonna start doing my rows, get my brassicas in. Whew. I'm gonna give this big old nasty cicada to the chickens. Let me see if he's still alive. If he start moving, I'm gonna have a fit. This guy, he's huge. Look at the spoon. Compared to him, he's big. He's really, really big. And that's a huge serving spoon. All right, well, I'm gonna throw him in there to the chickens because no protein needs to go to waste. All right. Well, thank you again for joining Gigi's Garden. Talking about preventive maintenance, things that are going on here on the homestead, and what we're trying to do to make sure that everybody is safe and healthy and happy. All right. Well, you guys have a great day. Bye.